How many of you have heard these statements before? Why do you always wear your hair like this? You've gained a lot of weight. Are you still dating that guy? You know, your cousin just got a promotion. And your other cousin? She's engaged now. Don't embarrass yourself with that outfit. You were ignored, never praised or told, I'm proud of you. You were talked over and compared to others. And you were put down for just existing. You try to speak up for yourself, but you're told, I never said that. You're too sensitive. Why do you treat me this way? Don't speak to me like that. I'm your mother. You feel frustrated, and you might also feel guilty, but I bet you don't even know why you feel guilty. You're angry with your mom because she never takes accountability. She tells you how much you hurt her and that you never spend time with her. But why would you spend time with someone who's always criticizing you? You probably have this anger in the pit of your stomach and you direct it towards yourself because she's been treating you this way your entire life, but you still want her approval. You're sick and tired of her behavior and you're sick and tired of shutting down. No matter how hard you try, you never received her approval. You might have felt disconnection when she looked at you as a child. You met her eyes, and it was a look you'll never forget. It was filled with anger, disgust, and disappointment. The look is imprinted in your brain. Growing up, your goal was to change that look and make your mom proud of you. What you didn't realize, like so many other children who've experienced this, is that it was never about you. Unfortunately, you were impacted by her behavior. But her anger, her bitterness, assault, and gaze was a projection of what she probably experienced by her own mother. With her disdain for life and childhood wounds, you never had a chance to have a normal mother-daughter relationship. Now that you're an adult and doing the work, you've reached a pinnacle point in your journey. The abuse, it hasn't stopped, but you still revert back to childlike behavior anytime you enter her home. You try to implement boundaries by ignoring her calls. However, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Technically, all you're doing is avoiding the issue. If you need to avoid in order to figure out your next move, I get it. But nothing has changed. Your family tells you, that's how she is. You know your mother's stubborn. You only have one mother. Just forgive her and move on. What many don't realize is that they are reinforcing zero accountability. It minimizes everything you've been through and currently going through. And the cycle, it doesn't end. Once again, you're not being heard and you're made to feel like you're the problem. It's complicated because you might not have anyone to talk to and to validate your experience. If you decide to go no contact, that's not an easy decision. Some of my previous clients spoke about fear of judgment, being misunderstood, being seen as the bad guy, uncertainty of their own decision, anxiety, and mixed emotions. On the other hand, those who have done it experience temporary discomfort, clarity, freedom, relief, growth, and peace. So, what do? Let's first lay out the facts. Number one, you were born a child into a home that was emotionally unsafe and unpredictable. You probably experienced hypervigilance. You were criticized and made to feel like you were never enough. Now you struggle with low self-esteem and low self-worth. You were never protected by other adults. No one challenged your mom's behavior, so it seemed normal. You might have felt like you were the problem. You feel guilty because you were made to feel guilty when you tried to assert yourself as a child. I bet you can recall a memory that reinforces this. Your discomfort when setting boundaries stems from your nervous system sensing danger and wanting to keep you safe. This is why you give in. Initially, you feel relief, but it's short-lived. You deserve to experience peace, joy, and emotional safety. You doubt yourself because you were never taught to trust your thoughts and emotions. If you did, your mom would lose her grip of control over you. I want you to remind yourself that you are an adult. You aren't a child and you have to see your mom for who she is. This is another fact. You've been on this earth for whatever age you are and your mom's behavior hasn't changed. Ask yourself, how do I feel after speaking with my mom? Good, bad, frustrated? What do I need to create peace in my life? What do I want to see change with my mom? Is your goal realistic, or are you setting yourself up for disappointment? What are you holding on to? Are you holding on to a fantasy, or are you embracing reality? When you assert boundaries, do you stick with them and follow through with consequences? Or do you give in? Did you give your boundaries and consequences a realistic chance of success? Answering these questions isn't easy, but it will keep you present and focused in reality. It will bring you closer to what you should be doing regarding the relationship with your mom. Put theory into practice. Whatever you learned in therapy, self-help books, or workshops about healing childhood wounds, start to implement it. Please make sure it is accurate information and it's not just this 30-second trauma reel from an influencer. A huge component when putting theory into practice is sitting with discomfort and not assuming discomfort means you're doing something wrong or bad. Assert yourself. Ask to be respected. Don't accept treatment that doesn't align with your values. Create consequences and follow through. Your mom might not accept your rules, but you are in control of your life. You feel stuck because you're doing something that clashes with your nervous system. You feel trapped, but you can't control what your mom chooses to do. You can only control what you choose to accept. The reality is, you don't need your mom's approval or acceptance. You want her acceptance and you want her approval. I'm not going to minimize the hurt and pain you feel by not having your mother's love, but trying to achieve it is preventing you from breaking free from your childhood wounds. It's preventing you from making an adult decision that isn't purely based on emotions. If this conversation resonates with you so far, join me for my first live Thursday, July 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. We're going to discuss people-pleasing, boundaries, consequences, telling yourself the truth, healing from childhood trauma wounds, and putting theory into practice. If this live is successful, join me on the first Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's jump back into the video. When you have awareness and you're ready to face the truth, this is where you come face to face with grief. If you want to move forward, you must mourn the loss of the relationship you never experienced with your mom. Mourn what you're secretly holding on to. The acceptance you crave, the embrace that you yearn for, you have to put that to rest. I had a client in her 70s who still craved her 90-something-year-old mother's approval. Her mom knew what her daughter wanted, but she still refused to break. My former client had to mourn for the first time what she never experienced in her 70-plus years of life. She was robbed of having her mother's love. Mourning will help you move out of stuck mode, and you might finally see your mom as a flawed human being. Instead of lashing out like an angry teen or retreating like a scared child, you might feel sorry for her. You'll see her pain very clearly and you'll realize she's not capable of giving you the love that you desire or the treatment that you deserve. This is not an excuse for her behavior. This is just common humanity. I'm going to make a separate video discussing reparenting and what that looks like. If you're interested, comment below. What I want you guys to take away is the pain of not experiencing a mother's deep love can leave a deep emotional scar, but you don't have to sit in that pain. You're left putting the pieces of your life back together because your mom didn't heal from her own trauma wounds. And as much as it's not fair, you owe it to your inner child to live the life they always deserved. You owe it to yourself to be the adult you were always meant to be. You deserve peace, emotional safety, and joy. The work isn't easy, but you're worth it. If you made it to the end of my video, comment below the word reparenting if you are in the process of reparenting yourself. Share your journey if you're comfortable. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and join me live Thursday, July 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube. Bye for now.